Someone leans in close and whispers, "Did you hear what happened with them?" Your whole body perks up. Your brain gets quiet and focused, the way it does right before something important. It's not important, it's just gossip. But the real answer is far stranger than nosiness. Your brain isn't being petty. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. For most of human history, knowing who to trust wasn't a luxury. It was survival information. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primates grooming each other, picking through fur for hours every day. He noticed something strange when he turned to humans. We don't groom each other physically nearly as much. Instead, we talk. Dunbar proposed that language itself evolved largely as a replacement for grooming, a way to bond with far more people than picking lice ever could. And most of that talking, by his estimate, is gossip, not cruelty. Social bookkeeping. Here's where it gets stranger. In a study using brain imaging, researchers found that hearing juicy social information activates the same reward circuitry that lights up for food or money. Your brain doesn't just tolerate gossip, it pays you for it, in the same currency it uses for things that kept your ancestors alive. Why would knowing about someone else's business feel like a reward? Because in a small, ancient band of maybe 50 to 150 people, information about who cheated, who couldn't be trusted, who was generous, wasn't idle chatter. It was the difference between allying with someone reliable and getting burned by someone who wasn't. Getting that information first and getting it right had real consequences for survival. Psychologist Frank McAndrew has studied gossip extensively and found that most of it isn't actually malicious. Much of what people call gossip is simply tracking reputations, who's rising, who's falling, who did what to whom. McAndrew's research suggests gossip served, and still serves, as a kind of early warning and reputation system, letting people navigate group life without getting blindsided. Consider what that means for your last conversation about a coworker, a friend of a friend, a stranger's public meltdown online. You weren't just being nosy, you were running an ancient reputation audit, checking the social ledger the way your ancestors once checked which plants were poisonous. There's more to it. Researcher Matthew Feinberg studied what happens in small groups when gossip about untrustworthy behavior is allowed to spread. Groups that could share reputation information cooperated better and protected themselves more effectively from people who took advantage of others. Gossip, in this light, isn't a moral failing. It's a policing system, one that punishes cheaters without anyone needing to throw a punch. This also explains why gossip about someone's downfall can feel almost irresistibly interesting, while gossip about someone's quiet, steady kindness rarely spreads the same way. Ancient survival didn't hinge as urgently on knowing who was reliably nice. It hinged on knowing who might hurt you. Your attention snaps toward threat information because that's the information that once kept people alive. Modern life buries this ancient wiring in an unfamiliar landscape. You're rarely one bad ally away from disaster. But your brain doesn't know that. A viral post about a stranger's scandal, a group chat dissecting someone's breakup, a coworker's whispered update by the coffee machine, these register on the same circuit built for tracking who to trust in a village of 100 people. So the next time you catch yourself leaning in a little closer at the sound of, "You won't believe what happened," you're not shallow and you're not wasting time. You're running one of the oldest social tools your species ever built, a reputation system stitched into your attention long before smartphones, long before written history, back when knowing the truth about someone could decide whether you made it through the season. Someone leans in close and whispers something new. Your whole body perks up again. It's not nosiness, it's an ancient survival instinct, quietly doing its job.